I sincerely thank you all for the many messages informing me that you're being prevented from commenting, liking, and sharing my contents. I am fully aware of what is being done to my page. It is a tactic designed to demoralize me by misleading me to believe that my content has no value to the Black masses and that I will therefore stop posting. It is also designed to make you, the viewers, seeing very little comments, likes, and shares on my page, to believe that there's little value into what I'm posting. Therefore, you won't take its content serious, nor would you act upon the content. The minds of targeted populations are easily manipulated when people are unaware of what's actually being done to them. Whenever we post real and true Black liberating content, white oppressive forces will always deploy tactics to impede its ability to reach the Black masses, because they don't want any true Black liberating information being spread to the Black masses. We are victims of a white racist system that requires that the Black masses remains within an unknowing state of ignorance that must be maintained in order for the system of white supremacy to strive. This declaration dates back to a speech made in 1832, presented before the U.S. founding fathers Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln by Henry Berry, a member of the Virginia House of Delegates. Henry Berry said, "We have, as far as possible, closed every avenues by which the light of truth may enter the minds of the Negroes. If we could extinguish their capacity to see any light of truth, our work will be completed. They would then be on the level of the beasts of the field, and we then should be safe. And then they can rule over us forever." Telling Black liberating truth is treasonous, given that white liars rules the world, those who benefit from those lies. They don't want us to ever gain a true understanding of what they did to us and what they continue to do to us in order to facilitate their ongoing long-term oppression of us. Because if we ever gained a true and accurate understanding, we will then be able to develop the proper counter strategies that are necessary in order to truly liberate ourselves. It's the reason why whenever we post any true Black liberating content, Facebook blocks it, Twitter deletes it, Google hides it, YouTube bans it, the media censors it, and the white government forbids it. This is also why they restrict pages like mine that provides Black liberating facts. In the same manner that a shepherd dogs are used to control and steer the herd of sheep towards the objective of the rulers of the ranch, there are systems in place to control and steer the Black masses, the Black sheeps, towards the objective of the white ruling class. People are actually controlled and steered by the ideologies that are fed into their population. The ruling white elites control the Black masses by controlling what ideologies that they spread into our communities or which they allow to be spread throughout the Black population. As a result of this practice, they've socially engineered millions of African American men to place more emphasis and more value into their tennis shoes than they do the issue of Black liberation. In doing so, they've embedded a value system into the collective minds of millions of African American men that serves and protects the system of white supremacy. This was achieved by the white ruling class's control over the ideologies that are fed into our collective minds. It's the truth they've psychologically blinded us from seeing. If you learn social science, you'll then understand the patterns that governs our society. Our core problem is that most black people are totally clueless of the hidden social sciences that are being systematically deployed by white oppressive forces to facilitate their ongoing long-term oppression of us. Social science is one of the branches of science devoted to the study of human behavior, specifically how people interact with each other, behave, and develops as a society. It's used to steer society towards the objective of the white ruling class, which logically includes maintaining their position of white social dominance and social capital over the black population. Because my page exposes this truth, I'm therefore being heavily shadow banned. If my page was promoting one of those many false ideologies that divides us, distracts, and misdirects us from true black liberating information, it would not be so heavily shadow banned. They don't want us ever learning the truth that actually sets us free. To also prevent us from doing so, they feed lots of disinformation, lots of false ideologies into the black communities. False ideologies secretly designed to facilitate their ongoing oppression of us. Their objective is to spread so much disinformation into the black community until virtually everything believed by the black population are lies that prevent us from developing the proper countermeasures that are necessary in order to truly liberate ourselves. Those of us that are the most ignorant, naive, and gullible accepts those false ideologies and then starts spreading them throughout the black masses. Our second core problem is that the ignorant ones have been made overconfident and the intelligent ones have been made self-doubtful. This allows the false idiotic ideologies accepted by the ignorant ones to prevail throughout the black community, thus creating a herd mentality that mentally enslaves the black masses. The herd mentality is a tendency for people to conform to the beliefs and behaviors of the group they belong to, even when those beliefs and behaviors are falsehood that literally insults their own intelligence. The three false idiotic ideologies that mentally enslaves the African American population most are the ideologies that we made the N-word ours and that using it now ridiculously empowers us. Also, the belief that a Bible brutally beaten into the blood-soaked minds of our enslaved ancestors by their ungodly enslavers will now set us free. And also the idiotic ideology that we are our worst enemies in spite of a brutally horrific history and current reality to the contrary, demonstrating that whites are our worst enemies. Not because millions of people have been made to believe that narratives are true does not make them true. It most often is because they've all received the same false propaganda, the same disinformation, and never bothered to research whether it was true or not. I've demonstrated within many other videos why all three of those ideologies are idiotic falsehood that actually benefits the system of white supremacy. Those three ideologies mentally enslaves millions of us. And the mental enslavement is so widespread and so strong that telling this truth now literally offends millions. Usually people have a right to believe whatever they choose to believe. But that's a luxury that the oppressed does not have. Unlike the white oppressors who are benefited by lies, given the fact that they literally sit upon the throne of white exalting lies. The oppressed, however, doesn't have that luxury. The oppressed must function based upon what is actually true in order to liberate ourselves. Because if our understandings are flawed, then all of our liberating remedies and strategies that stems from those misunderstandings will also be flawed. This is precisely the reason why white oppressive forces have spread so much false knowledge into the black community in regards to our plight and condition. It's also the reason why those of us who knows the truth must teach African proverb. It is time to elevate your minds. It's time to stop believing those idiotic things that insult your intelligence and learn the truth. One love and peace.